work on that starting here tonight. The Twins batting order. Byron Buxton went deep again last night. A 2-run shot, now 12 on the year. Has 12 homers over his last 22 games. Brooks Lee, Trevor Larnach, Josh Bell, the top four with Keyshaw Clemens. Victor Caratini will catch Ryan for the 5th time. Matt Wallner, Royce Lewis, a couple of first-round picks round out the starting 9 for the Twins. And on the mound for the Guardians is righty Tanner Bybee. So far, 8 starts, 0-5. ERA is in the mid-4s, but he's pitched well at home.
Yes, he has. You mentioned that 0-5 record. He just has not gotten much run support from his offense, so he'll definitely be looking to come out here and just do what he's done. 4.58 ERA. You see his pitch mix as well. 5-pitch. He's throwing a little bit more of the cutters, the changeup, curveball, and less of the four-seamer. He's essentially eliminated that sweeper from a year ago. And that changeup, that's his go-to pitch. I think the Twins are going to see a ton of changeups tonight from Tanner Bybee. 0.74 batting average off of that pitch.
And they've struggled hitting changeups and splitters so far this season. We see Buxton. Let's take a look at the Guardians defensively. The defensive numbers for Cleveland as a team are down, but still some talent. Stephen Kwan has won the last 4 Gold Gloves in left field. Travis Bazzana, former #1 overall pick, hit his first big league home run last night. He's at second base. Jose Ramirez, future Hall of Famer, 3rd. And Austin Hedges will catch Tanner Bybee for the first time this season. Some significant catching news with Cleveland today. We'll get to that later on, but there is Bazzana, the Australian rookie and the Guardians' #1 prospect entering the year. Had a big game last night in the 6-4 win, so Hedges stays. Bo Naylor is out. That's because the Guardians and the Giants worked out a trade today. Patrick Bailey, maybe the best defensive catcher in the game, is now with Cleveland. He is here, not active, at least in the starting lineup, but is available off the bench if needed here tonight. Buxton ready to go, as is Bybee. And the first pitch is chopped foul with that underway. Here at Progressive Field, rain delay of about 2 hours and roughly 5 or 6 minutes. But we are starting. 2 hours, 6 minutes to be precise, the rain delay. And now Bybee's 0-1. Sinker misses inside, even up the count. Byron last night, despite the loss, 3 for 5. A homer, double, drove in 2. Bybee's pitched well against the Twins over his career. 1-1, sky to left field. Kwan going back. He'll turn, look up, and that ball is going to be gone. A home run. It is a leadoff home run for Byron Buxton. Second time he's done that this year. Man, is the Buck truck rolling here in early May. It is 1-0 Twins.
At this point, I honestly don't even know what to say in terms of Byron Buxton and this heater that he is on right now. On pace for 49 to 50 home runs. I was actually surprised that Tanner Bybee did not start him off with that changeup, instead challenging with that 4-seam fastball, or a 2-seam fastball, I should say. But that cutter, or that breaking ball, you see Buxton doing a good job at getting to it.
Now Brooks Lee, a one-hop liner to Bazzana. And the play is made on Lee. And there is out number 1. Let's take a look at the second leadoff homer from Buxton this season.
Yeah, that definitely was the cutter. That's the pitch that Tanner Bybee likes to go to 28% of the time. He ran that 2-seamer in there the pitch before that and was trying to see if he could get Byron to be inside conscious, but instead Byron did a good job at keeping that front side in and drove that pitch 378 feet over the left field wall.
Now 22 career leadoff home runs for Byron Buxton, so Brian Dozier's lead trimmed to 6. Dozier 28, the most in team history, and Byron now with 22 leadoff homers. 2 this year, 11 alone last year. 1-1 on Trevor Larnach. Did not play last night. With lefty Parker Messick on the mound for the Guardians. So Larnach in the starting lineup for game 1, back in the lineup tonight. A couple of hits on the road trip so far with a double. The changeup 1-2.
Yep, that's that changeup we're going to see quite a bit from Tanner Bybee. Got to wonder now that he has seen it, Trevor Larnach, that pitch. Now that the count is 1-2. I was always surprised when pitchers would show me their out pitch before they got to 2 strikes. I felt like the advantage came to me as a hitter. So see what happens here.
And Larnach saying that hit him on the foot, and it did. So a delayed call there from Paul Clemens, but then he saw Larnach drop his equipment, take his base, and the Guardians, this is a reviewable play. And Stephen Vogt says to play on, so 1-2 mistake there from Bybee.
Yeah, if you're Trevor Larnach, you're like, thank you. That's a gift. I will take that all day long. 1-2 count. And you see Bybee trying to bury that cutter in, trying to get a swing and miss, but just yanked it a little bit too much, got around it.
So Larnach is on, 1 in, 1 out. Josh Bell, 1 for 5 last night. Change up for a strike.
Also, Larnach extends his on-base streak.
Larnach has been really good against opposing starters. We'll get to that as the game moves along here tonight. Bell 3 homers. He's knocked in 19. Bybee is a ground ball inducing arm. Tries to crowd Bell. And misses at 95. It's 1-1. Bybee at home has been really good. 4 starts, no wins, 2 losses, but his ERA is in the mid-1s. As Denard mentioned, he has not received much run support.
Looked like a pitch that Josh Bell was looking for speed. He didn't even flinch at that 4-seamer. You better believe he is well aware of the off-speed pitch from Tanner Bybee.
Bybee tonight is making his 10th career start against the Twins. Tied with the Royals for the most starts against any one opposing club. He's 2-0 with an ERA under 3. Lifetime against the Twins. Larnach stays the 2-2. He's going to land on a play.
Yeah, Josh definitely looking for that changeup and that off-speed pitch with 2 strikes. I think he was once again sitting on that pitch when the count was I think 2-1, if I'm not mistaken, or 1-2. See what Bybee goes to here.
Check on Larnach, who's back in safely against, in this case, Bell, a switch hitter, but hitting left-handed. The strikeout pitch has been, to your point, for Bybee is changeup.
Yeah.
Strike 3 called on a changeup. First strikeout for Bybee, and there are 2 down. Luke Keyshaw to bat, but first we take a look at our Toyota keys to the game.
Yep, right on cue from Tanner Bybee, getting Josh Bell to strike out on that changeup, sit off speed. That is the pitch that the Minnesota Twins have struggled with collectively as a group. And then let's make this game a rivalry. If the Twins want to be considered contenders in the AL Central, they're going to have to find a way to beat the Cleveland Guardians, especially in close ball games.
Well, back towards the mound, Bybee bare hands and throws out Keyshaw to end the inning. Twins lead 1, but they score 1. No surprise. Byron Buxton, 2-time All-Star. Now 13 home runs, his second leadoff shot this year. Buck truck rolling, as are the Twins, up 1 early. Leadoff home run, Byron Buxton. His second homer on this road trip, now 13. Stephen Vogt in his 3rd season, 2 years in Cleveland, not too shabby. Back-to-back American League Manager of the Year honors and the Guardians batting order. Runs per game. The names of Quad, Ramirez, Manzardo, we know them, but keep an eye on DeLauder and Bassano. Top 2 prospects in Cleveland's system, both in the big leagues. Both talented young players. Strike called on Stephen Quad, and Joe Ryan, Denard Span, good to go. His numbers brought to you by CarShield.
Yeah, so good to see Joe Ryan on the mound today, especially after that scare last week against the Toronto Blue Jays. He's been getting guys out a lot differently this year than what we've been accustomed to seeing him getting out guys using the 4-seamer. in the past, but this year he's doing a good job with the secondary pitches, that curveball, that split finger. And the thing about Joe Ryan, what makes him such a good pitcher, in my opinion, is you just don't know what you're going to get from him. So as an opposing hitter, it's hard to game plan against him. But he's going to have his work cut out for him today, facing a Cleveland Guardians ball club that puts the ball in play at a high clip.
Stephen Kwan, 4-time Gold Glove winner, 2-time All-Star. The lowest swing and miss rate in the game. Slices one to left, but right at Larnach. And Kwan retired, one down, and Chase DeLauder will bat for the Guardians. We see Larnach and Ryan, the rest of the Twins here defensively for Game 2 of this series. Buxton, Wallner round out the outfield. Lewis, Lee, Keyshaw, Clemens at first, and Victor Caratini behind the plate. 5th time that Caratini has caught Joe Ryan. So far that pairing has worked well. 4 starts, ERA in the mid-2s. Chase DeLauder, first-round pick in 2022. He made the Guardians team out of spring training, and boy, his big league career began quite impressively. Not just playing every day, but producing in terms of power. Became the first player in Cleveland history to record a home run in each of the first 3 regular season games to begin a career. He'll play some corner outfield, DHing tonight. Missed most of last season due to core muscle surgery. Look at the numbers. He's at safely in 11 straight games, and he is crushing fastballs.
I was just getting ready to say that, and Joe started him off with 3 straight fastballs. I love that about Joe. Joe's like, I don't care about the numbers. I know he's hitting 14 fastballs. He's crushing them, but I'm still going to attack him.
Mentioned that DeLauder injury marred season last year, but he was on the American League wild card roster, becoming the first player in club history to debut in a postseason game, much like Alex Kirilloff did for the Twins in the playoffs in 2020 against Houston.
That tells you everything you need to know about this young man and what the Cleveland organization thinks about him. You know, to debut a young hitter in the playoffs, once again, that just shows you that, you know, they trust him and they felt like he was ready, you know, for that moment and for those situations.
Ryan so far keeping everything away from DeLauder. 0-2, that's not away, but playing behind the bag, Clemens. And there are 2 down. So DeLauder retired. Now, so far, not only Cody Clemens in a good spot defensively, but the velocity for Joe Ryan, Denard, looks really good.
Yeah, you like to see that, especially once again from that elbow soreness that he had. See that fastball coming out of his hand nicely. It looks effortless. And that's definitely a good sign for Joe Ryan.
Jose Ramirez hitting .219 lifetime against Ryan with 2 home runs. Went 2 for 4 last night. Seven-time All-Star. A lot of fly balls early on for Ramirez. As Ryan misses away, a little stare there from Joe. No challenge from Caratini. And it was outside. Good non-challenge by Caratini. 2-0 on Ramirez. Jose now 33 years old. The club's all-time leader in extra base hits and games played. Picked up his 1700th milestone at bat last night, and he'll take a 2-out walk. And that is just the 11th walk issued by Joe this season. And Ramirez is on, always a threat to run, 14 stolen bases. And here comes Kyle Manzardo. Numbers are down for Manzardo, but he has been a tough out against the Twins. Ramirez starts and stops, and looked to be a strike. ABS challenges are powered by T-Mobile, and Caratini successful once again. Now he's challenged 21, 16 wins for the veteran catcher behind the plate here for Game 2.
I love it. I wonder if Joe Ryan's going to try to hit the top of that strike zone to give Caratini an opportunity to throw out a would-be stolen base threat. Well, I guess we won't have to worry about that now.
Way inside, no chance for Caratini that time, and Ramirez on a wild pitch advances down to second. One and two. Kyle Manzardo. Jose Ramirez, who picked up his 1,700th career hit last night. He walked, took second on the wild pitch, and now Ryan in strikeout mode against Manzardo. Fouled back. Manzardo also, like many of his teammates, has fared well against fastballs, but in terms of splits and changeups, only one hit. He's 1 for 20 off splits and changeups, and that splitter has been a good pitch for Ryan so far this year.
It looks to me as if Joe Ryan's fastball is coming out of his hand really nicely, and so he's definitely feeling good with it and challenging these Cleveland hitters up until this point with it.
It was a splitter, and that's strike three on the inner half of the plate. So Ryan locks up Manzardo, and the Guardians leave Ramirez at second base. A walk, a wild pitch, no problem. Twins caught a break, no challenge from Manzardo. Minnesota Twins baseball is presented by Progressive. Some early smiles inside the dugout. Byron Buxton, Royce Lewis, and a good inning for Joe Ryan. The strikeout, and now the Twins back at it against Tanner Bybee. Cody Clemens did not have it at bat last night. 0 for 5 so far on the road trip as he leads off the Twins second. Clemens, Caratini, and Wallner. Guardians atop the division, 21-19. They have pitched really well at home. Collectively, a home ERA in the high 2s. Third best in the game. Ball and 2 strikes. And some of their numbers offensively are better. Now, some of this is because they put up huge numbers playing the A's in Sacramento, but team-wide, there are some better offensive trends that the Guardians are posting so far this year, as opposed to prior years.
I think you usually get a high contact type of offense from the Cleveland Guardians, and normally don't have a ton of power. Obviously they got Jose Ramirez in the middle of that lineup, but aside from that, you look around, they have athletes at pretty much every position and guys that put the ball in play. And I think what has made them so successful over this last 4 to 5 years has been the strength of their pitching and their defense.
Changeup never had a chance there. 3-2 now on Clemens. They've had a great bullpen, historically good a couple of years ago. Caratini on deck. And strikes out Clemens on the changeup. So 2 strikeouts for Bybee, and both coming with his changeup. And 1 down here in the Twins second.
What makes a good changeup difficult for hitters to hit is when that arm speed and the arm action looks the same as a four-seam fastball or something hard. And so as a hitter, you have to respect that. Respect the fastball as he throws at 93 to 95 mile an hour. It's just tough to pick up spin. You don't see much spin on a changeup.
Victor Caratini had a base hit to right last night, but he's been fighting it. Last 10 games, only 3 hits. He's 3 for his last 29 without an extra base hit. Out to left center, and Daniel Schneemann for out number 2. And here comes Matt Wallner. Let's take a look at tonight's Jeep standings. And we take a look at the Twins right now, and not just the big leagues, but organizationally. Most combined home runs from Class A up to the big leagues, and the Twins lead the way. Better than the Yankees, Braves, White Sox, and Dodgers, all entering today. So good numbers there offensively for the Twins in terms of power throughout their system.
The hitting department is happy to see that, and you'll see some of these young players in the minor leagues develop power. Twins definitely will be looking to add some of that in the future. We've seen a lot of power from that guy.
13 home runs for Buxton. 2 down Matt Walner. Could use some more power from him. 4 for 4 last night was Matt. And this is the plays that over the years Walner has enjoyed performing at. Of course, his very first big league home run came at this ballpark a few seasons back off Shane Bieber. And Walner in 15 career games at Progressive Field is hitting .306.
Incredible atmosphere here tonight, by the way.
Star Wars night.
Yeah.
The 1-2. Walner with a drive to right down the line, turning, and that ball will travel foul. Yeah, Star Wars night, and the Guardians are honoring Kyle Manzardo with a Manzolorian bobblehead. So not a Mandalorian, but the Manzolorian bobblehead for Kyle Manzardo on Star Wars night. Cutter strikes out Walner, and Bybee with a 3-up, 3-down inning, striking out a pair. Nice night here in Cleveland. Guardians playing well. They'll bat in the second in a moment.
Again here on this road trip supporting his teammates. That unfortunately a team that got more bad news. In case you missed it earlier today, the Twins did put Taj Bradley on the 15-day IL with right pec inflammation. That means this team is down 4 key pieces of their original starting depth. I asked Bailey Ober how the group deals with news like this that's kind of been piling up, and he said, well, first of all, right now they are staying optimistic that it's going to be a short stint for Taj, because then think about it, they get him back and hopefully Mick Abel not too far after, and then you're talking about a big boost that the whole group can feed off of. But he said until then it's next man up, and you just rally behind the guys who are getting those opportunities. Right now that's Travis Adams, who was recalled earlier today, but guys, Kendry Rojas is also here on the taxi squad, so he will be ready if the Twins need another arm tomorrow.
All right, Audra, thank you, because Taj was set to face the Guardians here tomorrow. So we'll see what Derek Shelton does as he chats with Ryan Jeffers in the dugout. But Rojas and the taxi squad certainly in play in some way for that series finale here tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, unfortunate news for the Minnesota Twins, but yeah, it's next man up. You know, you got to just hope and pray that Taj comes back sooner than later. But now we got Mr. Adams and Prelup. He's done a good job, and you know, it's just part of baseball. I think every team in the major leagues is dealing with injuries, and so it's just about how, you know, you find a way to have guys come up from the big league, from the minor leagues, I should say, and produce and feel comfortable.
Blast to right center field off the bat of Schneemann. Walner, though, runs it down. So 3-1 swing from Schneemann, but Walner, good route, able to track it down for out number 1, and that'll bring up rookie Travis Bazzana. Last night played a key part in what turned out to be a pivotal 4-run first inning. This was off Connor Prelup, a fellow rookie with the rain falling. His first big league home run came last night.
Yeah, just really good approach on this pitch. Slider, which we know that's Connor Prelup's favorite pitch and best pitch, but I just love his approach at the plate and just the talent. Saw the power, but he also has a ton of range defensively and a ton of speed on the bases.
Bazzana, 23 years old, the #1 prospect in the Guardians system entering the year, was the first overall pick in 2024. Promoted from AAA Columbus in late April and made his debut on April 28th against Tampa Bay. And he is a second baseman. So far to begin his big league career, more walks than strikeouts. 7 walks to 6 strikeouts. Went to Oregon State, younger of course than with Stephen Kwan and Trevor Larnach, was not on that same team. As Ryan blows a sinker by him at 93, it's 1-2.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of fastballs from Joe Ryan so far. We're talking about a Corey in between innings. That 4-seamer and that 2-seamer having a couple more mile an hour than what we have seen, and that's obviously a good sign to see Joe feeling good with that elbow. But then you got to essentially look at it. I mean, he only threw 9 pitches 6 days ago, and then the start before that 88 pitches. So 97 pitches that he's thrown in a week and a half. So his arm is definitely, I would say, fresh.
As Clemens makes the play to first, and there are 2 down. I mean, this is beyond, I mean, best case scenario. I mean, yeah, the fact that Joe Ryan threw 9 pitches on Sunday, came out of the game, we didn't know at the time, later learned, with right elbow soreness. And to me, the first positive sign was the fact that he was on the team plane. He was on the Delta charter on Monday. To me, that was the first sign that this might not be as bad as we thought.
Yeah, normally when guys have injuries, especially on a getaway day or a travel day, they stay home and see the medical staff, the team doctor, and go through all of the necessary protocols. But yeah, they obviously must have felt good enough from what he had expressed to them as far as how he felt. I saw him on Tuesday in D.C., and I could just tell how giddy he was about, once again, dodging a bullet. So yeah, good to see him on the mound, and yeah, just thankful.
1-1 to Angel Martinez, and Cody Clemens, he's been busy. And Joe Ryan efficiently works his way through the second. 3 up, 3 down for the Guardians. Twins lead by 1. When we come back, Byron Buxton bats second. Already 1 home run tonight.
Here is where it all starts.
Target Field on Tuesday, May 12th. Cheer on the Twins with your furry best friend and score a TC Bear doggy bag dispenser with this exclusive ticket package. Fetch your ticket right now at twins.com/bark. 1-0 Twins as they bat in the visiting half of the third. Hitters 9-1 and 2. Lewis Buxton Lee against Tanner Bybee. Royce, a couple of good swings last night. 1 for 4. Now Royce sitting on 49 career home runs, which is 6 for his last 45. That's a 133 batting average over his last 12 games. Now thinking about Royce Denard before tonight's game, and we talked about it in D.C. Sat for a couple of days, was back in the lineup last night. He's looking for small wins right now, right? Just small wins. You're not going to get everything back that you want in one day, but just getting the swings that you envisioned last night. Had just 1 hit, but the first ball he hit went out to the warning track in left center that was caught. But small wins is a good way to look at it.
Yeah, I would say essentially not chasing results right now. I mean, that's one of the toughest things to say and not, get upset or be emotional about, especially right now with what he is going through and maybe some swing changes that we might get into later. But yeah, just trust the process, control what you can control, show up to the ballpark every single day and work your tail off, and trust that at the end your numbers will be where they're supposed to be.
Flies out to right as Martinez makes the play, so 1 away. Byron Buxton coming up, and Byron began the game as he has done now 22 times with a leadoff home run. This home run swing powered by Treasure Island Resort and Casino. For every Twins homer, hit 2. The Treasure Island home run deck. Treasure Island donates $2,500 to the Twins Community Fund in support of the Junior Twins Equipment Kit Program.
Looking at that swing for that home run, just seeing how strong Byron is. That pitch was on the outside corner, but just the way he was able to still stay inside of it and keep that ball fair, but pull essentially an outside pitch. It's just incredible to me.
It was on a cutter, and we were talking with Glenn Perkins before the game about Bybee's cutter. It hasn't been as effective so far this season as it was last year.
Yeah, not getting the same horizontal side to side east-west movement as what he got earlier in his career, and I think that's one of the reasons why that pitch has not had as much success. Opponents are hitting 302. That used to be his bread and butter go-to pitch.
His costume for Byron here on Star Wars night. Doesn't swing too often. 3-0 and began to, and he went.
He was definitely swinging there. Trying to see if he could catch Bybee slipping.
We've seen the strikeout pitch for Bybee. Lefties, it's the changeup. Cutter to the righties.
Yep.
And a swing and miss. 3-1. And changeup. Righty changeup. Strikes out Buxton, and there are 2 down. Brooks Lee coming up. For more of the switch-hitting shortstop, let's bring back in Audrey Martin.
Brooks Lee continued his hot streak with 2 more hits last night in Game 1, and now in the 7 games so far this month, he's hitting .407 with 3 doubles and 6 RBI. Brooks says a big part of that is the guys around him. The way the offense is clicking right now in every aspect, it does become contagious. No single person feels like they have to carry the load. He also said that's partially why he never hit the panic button, even after getting off to a slow start this season. He said that's how baseball works. It comes, it goes. You just have to trust the process and know that it will come back around. And boy, guys, has it come back around in a big way, because he's been on fire.
Yeah, 3rd time hitting second to start a ball game here this season. But over his last 15 games, Audra, we're seeing Lee hit for average, some power mixed in there, but a .362 batting average for Brooks the last 15 games. He's second on the team in hits with 35. Byron's 40 leads the way.
Yeah, I just think he's a difficult hitter to defend, because he has the ability to spray the ball all over the field. You know, he does a good job at hitting fastballs as well as staying back on the off-speed pitches, and so I think that's another reason why we're seeing him, you know, have a ton of success during this run.
He can cover the outside part of the plate. The changeup comes into play here. It was, but it was high, and we've seen Brooks kind of poke that ball the other way. Yeah,
hitting the ball where it's pitched, not trying to do too much, especially with 2 strikes or in certain situations when guys are on base. I feel like he's probably, the Twins is one of their better situational hitters.
Bybee's 44th pitch of the game as Hedges sets up away. 97. Good velo from Bybee, best we've seen so far tonight. Lee hoping to walk more. His walk rate 7%, that is below league average.
I mean, Tanner Bybee, obviously that changeup, one of the best pitches in all of baseball, but from my angle watching it on TV, he kind of slows his arm up. But I'm pretty sure, obviously, at home plate, hitters are not able to see that.
7th pitch coming up. This at bat to Lee, and this one is poked to center, and Schneemann had it played perfectly. And that is another 1-2-3 inning for Tanner Bybee. Old reliable Joe Ryan with that low arm slot.
He's just looked confident on the mound.
Swing and a miss with a fastball.
We all know how versatile he is as a pitcher. He has so many weapons.
Nasty.
The breaking ball is working early tonight. This is what makes it so tough on a guy who can throw multiple breaking balls that have different shape.
It's all part of the experience, Russ.
Always love the Joe Ryan experience. So far, so good. He has always performed well at this ballpark in 5 prior starts. ERA is sub-2. Lifetime here at Progressive Field. And Austin Hedges leads off. The 3rd for the Guardians. Veteran catcher, 1 for 4 last night with an RBI. His numbers are up this season, batting .306. Hedges, 33 years old.
Really good sweeper off of that 4-seamer. that we saw the pitch before that.
So Hedges is catching, and Patrick Bailey, perhaps we'll see him make his Guardians debut. Day game tomorrow. That's pulled to third. Diving stop by Royce. To his feet. Long throw. Got him. Big time play by Royce Lewis behind the bag at third.
Corey, you know, you were talking about those wins, those small wins that Royce is looking for, not only on the offensive side of things, but also defensively. Anytime you can do something positive to help your ball club, that gets your confidence, that gets it going. And this play right here, good first step, backhand. Obviously, he knew a slow runner. I don't want to call Austin Hedges slow, but not a fleet-footed runner.
He's not Denard Span.
There you go.
Yeah. But he's still a big leaguer.
Yes, he is.
But on target throw too. Perfect.
Yes, it is. Yes, that was.
Great play by Royce, and now Brian Rocchio. 1 ball, 1 strike. Let's take a look at this diving stop. Perfect throw.
Perfect throw. No false step on the first move. And there you go, Royce.
Our unreal defensive play of the game. High chopper right side. Clemens came in. Did not wait for the second bounce. And there are 2 down. A lot of ground ball out so far for Joe Ryan. And his ground ball numbers so far before tonight were down from where they were last year. This was a pretty significant trade that we learned about earlier today. Patrick Bailey, again, arguably the best defensive catcher in the game, not hitting much. He's won a couple of Gold Gloves. He's now in Cleveland. Matt Tugbolt Wilkinson, promising starting pitching prospect, along with a compensation pick going back to the Giants in that trade. Bo Naylor option down to AAA to clear a spot for Bailey. And Stephen Vogt said before the game, among the tougher conversations he's had now in 2+ seasons managing the Guardians, was telling Naylor he's going down.
Yeah, I'm sure that was tough. Bo Naylor's been behind the plate for the Cleveland Guardians for the last couple of seasons. But you see the Cleveland Guardians not wasting time, not waiting until the trade deadline to make a move in an area where they needed to get better at.
And Hedges grades out too as a really good framer. I mean, he's got a quick arm to second. His pop time is better than league average, but that guy is an elite framer. Another ground ball. Clemens near his gut to the bag, and Joe Ryan. Back-to-back 3-up, 3-down innings. It looked like the Guardians had a chance for an extra base hit to begin the inning, but Royce Lewis with a dive, a pop, and a peg across. One nothing Twins here in the 4th inning. 3, 4, and 5. Larnach, Bell, and Keyshaw against Tanner Bybee. Larnach 3-4, 16 lifetime against Bybee. Saw a note on Larnach today, and the damage he has done this season. Still just 1 home run, but in terms of batting average, even some doubles, extra base hits, he is the 4th highest OPS against opposing starters in the game. He's up there with guys like Ohtani and Alvarez. The damage that Larnach is doing against opposing starters is noticeable. You see the contact he has made. Middle away and up is where Larnach has enjoyed seeing the baseball this season, 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think the power will come for Trevor. I mean, as long as he's continuing to consistently impact the baseball hard and making good swing decisions and swinging at strikes. I mean, just like Buxton, we've seen him hit, what, 13, 14 home runs in 3 weeks. I think the same thing could very well happen for Trevor Larnach.
The 1-2 from Bybee to Larnach. Was inside and a tad down. Bybee had the opening day start for the Guardians this season, throwing in Seattle.
Try to go to that cutter off of that 4-seam fastball here. Oh, sinker.
At the right hand of Hedges. Well, he went 3-2 on Cody Clemens, the lefty in the second, and change up to strike out Clemens. The payoff upcoming to Larnach. To first, and Manzardo. One away. Josh Bell coming up. Let's take a look at tonight's Allstate Good Hands play of the game and talk about Tanner Bybee and the strikeout pitches he has thrown here tonight. 4 strikeouts.
Yep, and as expected, that changeup has 3 of the 4. Tanner Bybee having the highest of his career in terms of whiff rate, getting a lot of swing and miss this year, and I think a lot of it has been because of that changeup. Hot shot.
Like you said, 3 of the 4 with his changeup. Bybee now 27 years old. He has been with the Guardians his entire career so far. 5th round pick in 2021. But a really good breakout rookie season. 2023, 25 starts. ERA was under 3. His ERA has climbed though year after year. And the curveball leads to the second strikeout of Bell tonight, and now 5 for the game for Bybee. And there are 2 down.
Minnesota, the second baseman, number 15, Luke Keegan.
Definitely haven't seen many curveballs up until this point. You got to wonder if Josh Bell was obviously sitting on something else, but yeah, really nice pitch execution from Tanner Bybee.
Luke Keegan 0 for 1. He's hit safely in 6 straight games. 1 for 3 last night with a walk. Bybee, reading an article about him today, a guy that he admires, has some Twins ties, and that it's Sonny Gray, that will put together a season, whether that's injury or performance. It didn't go well, but he didn't let that season define the rest of his career. Made changes, adjustments, and said, okay, start anew, learn from it. Don't just turn the page, but learn from it and come back with a different game plan the following year.
It's all about adapting and always learning and trying to get better. And as you go along your career, you're going to have injuries, you're going to have challenges. Like the best pitchers and the best players, they evolve as they get older, find other ways to compete at the highest level.
Bybee's season-high strikeouts is 7. That came opening day in Seattle. 5 so far tonight. 2-2 on Keegan. Tough guy to strike out. And that one did not come back. And no challenge from Hedges. Sinker, and it was close, but it missed. Another 3-2 count. Hasn't walked him in yet tonight. Three straight cutters, back-to-back sinkers. And there's ball 4. So Keegan on a changeup draws a 2-out walk. Twins have some speed on here with 2 down. And Cody Clemens about to bat.
First baseman, number 2, Cody Clemens.
When pests show up uninvited, Plunkett knocks them out of the park with trusted professional care. First visit to long-term prevention. Get Plunkett's today.
Luke Keegan 8 for 8 when trying to swipe a base so far this season.
Definitely a good time to go. 2 outs. Put yourself in scoring position. And Arrive not the quickest to home plate.
Nearly threw that away. Manzardo not even bothering with the tag. His eyes were on the ball. So disengagement number 1 as Grady Sizemore's in the ear of Keyshaw, second fastest on the Twins. Our progressive wire cam. Keyshaw at first base. Twins leading by 1. Takes off, and the pitch is swinging a line drive into right center field. Schneemann coming in, slides and makes the play. All the rain that we had earlier, it's a very damp outfield. A sinking line drive, and Schneemann went down to the damp grass. Bit of a hydroplane at the end and made the play. Nice play by Daniel Schneemann with Keyshaw on the move. Good swing from Clemens, but better defensive play made by Schneemann. And Joe Ryan gets the arms ready. And Chase DeLauder, with the crowd singing some John Denver, was just hit with a batter violation as we were set to go, and DeLauder was not ready, so it's an 0-1 count.
You might have been jamming out.
Yeah. Country Road, sure, who doesn't? Love the song, but let's go. So now it's 0-2. First round pick in 2022. Made the team out of camp. Another ground ball. It's Keyshaw. And one away here in the 4th inning. And now Jose Ramirez, the lone base runner for the Guardians so far tonight against Ryan, with a 2-out walk back in the 1st inning. And since 2021, home runs tied for 7th. Nobody's stolen more bases than this guy. 3rd in extra base hits. But good luck winning an MVP in this league with Judge and others. Even Ohtani before he became a Dodger as an Angel. Tough. Tough to break through in the American League right now.
Very tough league. That's a keep your chin up, Jose Ramirez. You came in the wrong era of baseball with those phenomenal, really good baseball players in the American League, but this guy here just does it so quietly here in Cleveland. One of the better players for a minute now. Combination of power and speed, average, and just to see him do it as a 3rd baseman, you normally don't see that.
Ryan, 1 walk, 1 strikeout so far tonight. Ahead of Ramirez, 0-2. Lined up the middle and a base hit on a splitter. Just the 3rd 0-2 hit that Ryan has allowed all year as he is down at a knee, kind of pondering that last pitch. And Ramirez has the 1st hit for the Guardians. And the 2nd to reach off Ryan tonight.
When you're facing Jose Ramirez, especially with 2 strikes, and you're ahead in the count, 0-2, 1-2, it's almost like you got to bounce. You almost got to bounce the ball, because his ability to cover the plate low, away, up in the strike zone, definitely at an elite level. Actually, a good pitch from Joe Ryan.
Got a big jump throw, bobbled by Caratini. And stolen base number 15 for Ramirez. There are so many great podcasts that cover the Twins, whether that's Gleaming of the Geek, the Score North guys. Also a new Twins podcast with Dan Hayes, Zach Pierce, and also Tyler Duffy with The Athletic. And listening to The Athletic's podcast yesterday, and this was going back to Thursday's game in Washington, Tyler Duffy brought up a great point about this guy right here, the guy at second base, Jose Ramirez. And he faced him for years. Line to right and a base hit. And this will tie the game. Ramirez heading home. Walder's throw is not in time. So Ramirez scores standing. It's a 1-1 game on the 13th RBI for Manzardo.
And that was all set up from Jose Ramirez getting that bag at second base, getting himself in the scoring position, and obviously a good piece of hitting right on the barrel from Manzardo. Jose Ramirez. Just too much speed coming around third base and scoring.
Well, getting back to what Duffy said about Ramirez is that what makes him such a challenging hitter is that you generate an early swing and a miss, but you just can't sit on that.
Yeah.
He is going to adjust. As a pitcher, you have to adjust. Just because you got one swing and miss, you just can't go back to that same pitch, same location, because he is going to remember that.
Yeah, you cannot assume that if you make him look foolish essentially on one pitch that you're going to be able to do that again. I just reiterated what you said, but that's just how good of a hitter he is and how elite he is. He's able to, on a drop of a dime, pitch to pitch, make an adjustment. And it's just incredible. It really is. There's not too many hitters in the game that have that ability.
All tied 1-1 now. Daniel Schneemann hit the ball well his first time, lined out to Matt Wallner in right center back in the second.
Like, I can point or remember times, like certain times when I was feeling good at the plate where I was able to do that, but on a consistent basis, I would say no. That's very challenging to do.
No swing as Schneemann on Star Wars night looked like a Jedi right there. Sliding, hand on the ground, lost his footing there for a moment. Ramirez scoring the first run to tie things up, and now 3-0 on Schneemann, who is a 33rd round pick in 2018.
That round don't even exist anymore. How
It's
about
long
that?
gone. Outside ball 4, no challenge. It was away, so 3 straight have reached. 2 singles and now a walk. And here comes Bazan. Let's go back to Ramirez.
Really good secondary. Good momentum, and then hitting the inside part of that base. And of course, he's so fast he didn't even have to slide. Just go back to that 0-2 pitch, that base hit, and then stealing on the very next pitch. And just that quickly, he's able to change the game. Probably should have been an out or a strikeout with Joe Ryan with an 0-2 count. Instead, he gets a single, gets himself in the scoring position, and now it's a tie game.
Strike called on Travis Bazzana, who grounded out to Cody Clemens back in the second. The Guardians, in terms of stealing bases, 38 as a team. That is 6th highest in baseball. But they're also very good at stealing third. They did it last night, in fact, with Bazzana leading the way at second base. A double steal, and Bazzana stole third base. And with that, the Guardians 8 successful steals of third, second behind Miami, who will be at Target Field for a series starting on Tuesday. '94 challenge Bazzana, 1-2.
Yes, a ton of carry on this 4-seam fastball from Joe Ryan.
One-two pitch out of play. And the velocity for Ryan has been fantastic. 95 there. He came in averaging 93 with his 4-seam velocity.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen him throw more fastballs in general today. Normally around 40 to 42%. And I feel like, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I feel like he's throwing that pitch more today.
The Guardians with a high contact offensive approach. Our progressive wire cam with Cleveland threatening, already 1 in, 2 on, 1 out. And down and inside, I believe that hit Bazzana. It did. So the bases are loaded for Angel Martinez, and we may see Pete Mackey come out for a visit here with a lengthy 4th for Ryan. And we will.
Yeah, it's just a sweeper slider that you see right out of the hand. It had no chance of being a strike, and hit Bazano on the foot, but this is what the Cleveland Guardians ball club do. Corey, you mentioned the high contact that they make. Obviously, they don't strike out a ton. And I think ultimately they know their strengths. They're not going up there trying to hit a lot of home runs. 17th in all of Major League Baseball in that category. And I think they just try to get guys on and just put the ball in play and take their chances with manufacturing runs.
And this is a contact hitter coming up here in Martinez. He doesn't walk too often. He will chase and expand. Infield about halfway for the Twins.
Nice ground ball, double play. Would be great for Joe Ryan. See if we can get him to hit a ground ball.
Manzardo, Schneemann, Bazano.
His two-seamer, that's a pitch right there. He's hoping that if he does make contact, get that 4-6-3 double play.
Cleveland last night 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position.
Like to see an elevated fastball.
1-2 grounded foul. It was a sweeper. Martinez, he can play left, he can play right. He's put up better defensive numbers defending in right than he was in left earlier in the year. Stephen Kwan saw some time in center. Once again, the 1-2. He struck him out looking. Second strikeout for Joe, and out number 2 here in the 4th.
Exactly the result that Joe Ryan needed in this situation with the bases loaded and 1 out. He either needed a strikeout or soft, weak contact, and just a perfect pitch with 2 strikes. The pitch before that was a sweeper going in the opposite direction. You see him just freeze Martinez with that two-seamer in.
And now Austin Hedges. Oddly, this season for Ryan, 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Opposing teams are batting a robust .438 in situations like this. 1-1. Hedges robbed of an extra base hit in the 3rd, and a brilliant diving play by Royce Lewis. Plays off the line here. 1-2. Slow breaky ball there.
Yeah, really good pitch. Sweeper. Started out on the outside corner, and that's where Austin Hedges saw it. But broke off the plate.
The 1-2 from Ryan. Outside. And no challenge from Caratini. And it was outside. Good call. Ryan, a 25-pitch inning. 3 on, 2 out. 2-2. He struck him out. Came back with a breaking ball. And Ryan with a lengthy 4th, but limits the damage to 1 run as the Guardians leave 3.
Definitely tell Joe Ryan trying to attack that outside corner on Austin Hedges and able to get him a swing and miss with that sweeper.
So Ryan limits the damage there, and it's a 1-1 game as we move to the 5th inning. We keep it here for tonight's Twins Insider and mention the name Grady Sizemore. He is a Cleveland legend, so we thought it was a perfect time to sit down and talk about his role with the Twins as first base coach and outfield coordinator.
All right, now let's get into a few of your outfielders. mainly Trevor Larnach. I want to start with him.
Okay.
It's been evident, the balls he's been able to get to, he's moving better. I just want to ask you, what have you guys been working on, and what has impressed you with, what type of worker he is?
Yeah, he's definitely a hard worker. He's got a very regimented, detailed routine that he likes to go through every day. But for me with him, I wanted to get him comfortable and confident. Those are probably the two biggest things. I think he felt like he didn't really have a routine, so we tried to come up with a routine that felt like was getting him ready for the game. And then I just wanted to try to build confidence and work kind of backwards from what he thought he was good at and what he thought his strengths were, and then maybe some things that I saw in him, try to get him more comfortable with. But really, he's put a lot of work in, early with trying to just get a good feel for the hands and his footwork. And then from there, we're just trying to find a good position to get him to move in. He's a taller guy with some long levers, so I think it's tough with outfielders. They kind of put everybody in the same box, and everyone's got to do the same thing, and everyone's got to be the explosive, Pete Crow or Jacob Young's out there, the Isbels. But we have some taller, longer lever guys, so trying to get the best version of them is a little different maybe than the average outfielder of the league. So I think trying to work backwards from their strength and what they want and what they're trying to accomplish is what I tried to do.
That's some great conversation there. One center fielder to another. Denard Span, Grady Sizemore, more of that conversation coming up as we continue this weekend series here in Cleveland as we start the 5th in a 1-1 game.
Yeah, really great conversation I had with Grady Sizemore, and just get an opportunity to pick his brain and just see how detail oriented he is and making sure that he's getting his guys in the outfield ready and not taking the cookie cutter approach. He talked about Trevor Larnach, being tall and having long limbs, and just trying to give him the necessary tools to make sure that he is performing at a high level and ready to play every single day. So yeah, I thought that was awesome.
A combination of Larnach and Austin Martin and the Twins getting good defensive productivity from the left field spot. So far this season, we know they're going to be great in center with Byron. And Sizemore certainly deserves a lot of credit, as do the players, for putting in the work, Larnach and Martin, with how they are performing defensively and left. 1-2 on Caratini. One away. 6th strikeout for Bybee. Came in averaging about 8 strikeouts per 9.
Now batting for Minnesota, right fielder number 38.
Very similar to the pitch we just saw Joe Ryan throw last inning to Martinez. Just front hip, two-seamer. Can tell you, as a left-handed hitter, if you are not almost cheating on that pitch or looking for that pitch, that's just it's a tough pitch to pull the trigger on.
Away from Matt Wallner. 95 up. Wallner will take his time out, as he often does, with 2 strikes.
Take that deep breath and clear your mind and maybe think about, all right, I'm in a hole. What might he go to now? How can I get myself back into this at bat and just battle? I think that's just like a little mental reset and get you to maybe calm your breathing down, slow that heart rate down. Refocus.
2 down. So back-to-back strikeouts for Bybee, now 7, matching a season high. Royce Lewis coming up for more of the Twins' third baseman. Here's Audrey.
The main objective behind giving Royce a couple of days off earlier this week was so that he could work on his swing. So today I asked Keith Beauregard what they focused on specifically and if they've landed on anything that seemed to click. And he said, first of all, they want him to have a better rhythm in his swing because he was feeling a little stiff, almost stuck up there at the plate. So they moved his hands a little higher and closer to his midline. So Denard, for those of us who did not play baseball, what's behind that adjustment? How can that pay off for Royce at the plate?
I think exactly what Keith said, as far as his hands being starting more at his midline so that he has more space to go back. Before the bat in the barrel was on his back shoulder, so I don't think he had much room to go, and he just did not have anything, any power or any rhythm generating, towards the pitcher. And so I think that's what they're going for right now, just trying to get him to relax and be athletic in the box.
Ahead 2-0. Let's take a closer look at the swing here and some changes with Royce here, Denard.
Yeah, you see how his hands at the end go back. That's what he and Keith are talking about and trying to get him to do. I mean, it's going to take time. That's definitely not something that you're going to expect to see results right away. But once again, like we talked about his last at bat, I think he just has to trust the process and just put in the work daily.
Trying to find his way on to give Byron a chance to bat here in the 5th. Royce ahead, 3 balls and a strike. And that's high for ball 4. A challenge forthcoming from Hedges. And Hedges has challenged 21 times. He's been correct 15 times. This looked to be high, and it was. So Hedges loses that challenge. Guardians have 1 remaining. And Royce draws a 2-out walk, and here comes Buxton.
That baby, quality AB from Royce. Like to see that.
Second walk issued by Bybee tonight, and now Byron 1 for 2 with a homer and a strikeout.
See if the Twins can have a little 2-out thunder.
Now teams, how they have fared. 3rd time facing Bybee, and the numbers climb considerably. Opponent batting average up to .393. And Byron has done so much damage. 3rd time he has seen a starter this season. Pick off play and Royce back in, although Bybee indicating to his dugout to maybe give that a look.
Close. Caught Royce leaning.
And Vogt saying to challenge. Well, Bybee's reaction came off the mound. He thought
right away
they got him.
Yeah.
Cleveland is challenging the safe call at first base.
That's Quinn Wolcott, the crew chief first base coach, umpire should say. Might be a good look here, reaching for the corner.
Some late reaction from Royce on the move, on the pickoff move. Really didn't look like he was leaning a ton, but he did have a large lead.
Now showing this on the video board here at Progressive Field, the players watching this, and they often will give you kind of an indication if they think it's going to go a certain way, and the outfielders are not coming off the field.
I'm going to say inconclusive.
So you're coming back with called stands, not enough to overturn the call on the field.
That's what I think.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is out.
So Lewis picked off by Bybee. So the pitcher's reaction was a good tell, and the inning is over. Minnesota Twins baseball is presented by your local Toyota dealers and by Thrivent, where finances and generosity are the ultimate double play. Some legends of our game: Satchel Paige, Larry Doby, and Frank Robinson. This mural here in Cleveland as we start the home 5th. It's a 1-1 game for switch-hitting shortstop Brian Rocchio, who began the season playing second base. Gabriel Arias, he was the starting shortstop, but Arias is out with a hamstring injury. So Rocchio now at short. That opened up a path for Travis Bazzana to join the big league club and play pretty much every day. And that's the key with young prospects. You're talking about your top guys, your 1 or 2 3, 4, 5, your top 5 prospects, if they're going to be up, you're not going to give them spot playing time.
No, yeah, if they're a top prospect, a priority in the organization.
Cleveland's out of challenges.
Definitely have to bring them up with the mindset, yeah, they got to play every day. If not, then you got to keep them down in the minor league so that they can continue to develop.
It's got to bother Stephen Vogt out of challenges right now in a close game. 1-1, bottom 5, 2-2 on Rocchio. It's a foul ball. Rocchio just 5 for his last 27. Mentioned the word contact with this Cleveland lineup, and Rocchio is the epitome of that. Low strikeout rate. .95, good velo, but now full count to Rocchio, who has speed. 7 pitches so far. Arias is out right now for the Guardians, but Cleveland as a whole has been a very healthy team. Only 3 players currently on the IL, tied for the fewest of any team in baseball, and now Ryan loses Rocchio. And the leadoff man is on with a walk, third walk for Ryan. And here comes Stephen Kwan, who's 0 for 2 here tonight. Well, had all these questions about Joe Ryan starting here tonight, 6 days after that injury scare. Well, the StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud Velocity for Ryan, it's been very good.
Yeah, no questions tonight about how he feels. Good to see him on the mound, throwing that four-seam fastball with authority, with ease, and with confidence.
See his numbers so far here tonight, averaging close to 94. We've seen 95 a few times. Inside on Kwan. Now 2-0. Kwan hitting just .218. Rocchio 5 stolen bases. Runner goes. Big jump showing bunt. Pitches high. Throw to second. No chance.
It's good baseball from Stephen Kwan with the fake bunt attempt, even though Rocchio still got a good jump and a good first step. We're doing that to try to distract Carantini behind the plate on that throw. Just good heads-up baseball. Something elementary, but those are the small things that go a long way. And that's, once again, that's the way this ball club plays.
Twins caught a break. That was called a strike, and no challenges left for the Guardians. So it's a 2-1 count. Floated out to shallow left center. And Buxton makes the play. Rocchio remains at second base. So 1 out for Chase DeLauder.
With the right coverage from auto owners, when the unexpected happens, you know you're covered. That's simple human sense.
DeLauder amongst American League rookies so far entering play tonight. He's first in average. He's tied for third in home runs, third in runs batted in, second in hits. Guardians are 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position so far tonight. DeLauder 0 for 2. He's hit safely in 11 straight games. A ball hung on to by Caratini, 1-1.
Harder late on that fastball. Mentioned earlier by him crushing fastballs.
Ryan's 83rd pitch on the way. 1-2. So Rocchio walks, stole second, but Kwan could not move him over. Ryan ahead of the rookie DeLauder. He struck him out, 94. 2 down.
I love this approach from Joe Ryan. I think the entire league knows about DeLauder and the way he's been hitting four-seam fastballs and anything hard in general. And I feel like this first 3 at-bats, that's all Joe has been attacking him with.
First base is open. Jose Ramirez is batting. He's been on twice tonight. And the Twins were in this spot late last night. A 1-run game. Had a chance to walk Ramirez intentionally. They did not. And Ramirez put the ball in play against Eric Orsi. And was able to just squeeze it by past Brooks Lee for the 5th Cleveland run. Check swing and no swing, says Ramon De Jesus. So 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, I think Joe Ryan right now in this situation against Jose Ramirez is going to try to see if he can get him to expand the strike zone and swing at a pitch that is just a little bit off the plate.
Let's go back to the 1-0 pitch. It was not called the swing, and Joe. There's the foul ball, so now 2-1. So Ryan wanted that 1-0 swing to go his way. It did not. 2-2.
So like right here, just because Joe got a fastball by him, that you can't necessarily go back to that pitch.
Rocchio at second, 2 down. All-star to all-star, Ryan Ramirez. Popped up. Royce Lewis coming in, and Royce will squeeze it, and the inning is over. So Ryan works around the walk, and Rocchio at second base, and the Guardians lead 1. When we come back, top of the order, Buxton, Lee, and Larnach, Twins and Guardians, a good one. All tied at 1. Fresh at bat for Byron Buxton. He was at the plate when the Guardians picked off Royce Lewis to end the 5th. And now Byron gets his 3rd look at Tanner Bybee, a home run and a strikeout. Twins only have the 1 hit, the Buxton home run off Bybee tonight. He has struck out 7, walked 2, hit a batter. Flipped out to left center and shallow. Rocchio backpedaling and makes the play. Off the very end of Buxton's bat. Pops out to Rocchio, 1 down, and Brooks Lee will bat here in this 1-1 game. For this week and this week only, Twins TV is available for the rest of the regular season for just $44.99. Stream Twins games on the MLB TV app for less than 40 cents a game. Don't wait. Get your subscription right now at twins.tv. Lee is 0 for 2. was low. Guardians out of challenges. Well, 3 balls and no strikes on Lee. The deepest that Bybee has gone this season is 6 innings. He's done that twice. In fact, 2 of his last 3 before tonight. He went 6. Guardians bullpen might have a different look at the back end tonight. Unlikely. We'll see closer Cam Smith. He has saved the last 3 consecutively for the Guardians, so likely down tonight. A rocket pull to right, but foul. Three-2 to Lee. To first and a foul ball. Hey, if you're just joining us, this one began late tonight. Heavy rain poured into downtown Cleveland. And with that, we did not start until 8:15 local time. So about a 2-hour and 6-minute rain delay pushed us back tonight. It's a nice night. Good crowd. Good ball game. Playable in front of the mound, and Hedges collides with Bybee, and the ball drops, and Lee never stopped running. What is Bybee doing? Get away from your catcher, and they did collide, and Hedges could not hang on, and Lee is at second base. Twins catch a break.
Yeah, Bybee obviously didn't feel confident in the positioning of how Hedges was going after this fly ball. You see him turn his body, but he's backpedaling. And Bybee feeling like, or I think he was feeling like, I'm camped, but I always feel like you want your pitcher out of the way. Just get out of the way. Let somebody else make the play.
It is an error on Hedges. Let's see if the Twins can capitalize. And Trevor Larnach 0 for 1. Hit by a pitch back in the first inning.
See, I feel like that error should be on Bybee.
I'm with you. And this is the first time the Twins have a plate appearance tonight with a runner in scoring position. Larnach tracked that changeup well.
Yeah, really nicely.
So Hedges and Bybee combined on the error. And now Lee at second base and Larnach in the driver's seat 2-0. Twins last night lost by 2, went 3 for 12 with runners in scoring position. The hits the Twins picked up really came mid to late in the game last night. Pulled foul.
Yeah, this is a big opportunity for the Twins, especially with that error in Brooks Lee in scoring position. No doubt be really huge for this game if they can break it open and find a way to get a big hit and score the go-ahead run.
Bybee's 94th pitch coming up to Larnach. Here's the 2-2. 2 down. And Larnach, not sure if you forgot the count there, but he strikes out. That is the 8th for Bybee, and that's a season high.
Just a ton of movement on this two-seamer. See Larnach just swinging over it, on top of it.
So 8 strikeouts, season best for Bybee, and now it's up to Bell. 0 for 2 tonight, 2 strikeouts. Bell hasn't had that many good swings against Bybee at all tonight.
2 strikeouts.
Never faced Bybee before tonight's ball game. Cleveland's bullpen. Hunter Gaddis is warming up here in the 6th inning. And Bell will take time.
I feel like Josh Bell has been in between all night against Bybee. Looks like at times he's sitting soft, and then he gets a fastball and he tries to swing, and then he's sitting hard, and then he gets a changeup.
1-2 on Josh Bell with Lee at second base. Got him. Changeup and Tanner Bybee. He's always been tough on the Twins, adding to that stat line tonight. He's gone 6 innings and struck out a season-high 9. Emotion running high for Bybee this evening. Minnesota Twins baseball is presented by Ford. Visit local.ford.com or your local Northland Ford dealer today. Progressive Field here in downtown Cleveland. Busy day, busy night around here. The Cavs and Pistons played next door earlier. Zach Bryant's playing a show at the Brown Stadium down the street. And we've got baseball here tonight.
Corey Provis is in the building.
Heck yeah, we got D-Span, Audra. And a good ball game. 2 rivals here. 1-1 bottom 6. Manzardo, Schneemann, and Bazzano. Twins bullpen. Up and moving. Andrew Morris. Well, this has been just a great sign for Joe Ryan tonight, because this was the lingering question. Okay, we learned in Washington, D.C., oh, Joe's okay. He's going to pitch. Well, how is this going to go after the injury scare on Sunday? And he's been fantastic.
Yes, he has. And hopefully after this start, we can put what happened a week ago behind us and just move forward and look to what the rest of the season has in store for Joe Ryan.
Has 10 whiffs here tonight, 10 swings and misses. And he has struck out 4, but he's also going up against a lineup that is tough to strike out. 6th lowest strikeout rate of any offense in baseball. They make the 4th highest contact. They don't swing very much. 7th lowest swing percentage. So I think this is a team, if you think you're going to strike out 10, 12, 15 guys, it's not too common.
Yeah, that might be why he has been throwing the fastball a little bit more, knowing they're going to put the ball in play and trying to limit the walks. They have good at bats, and trusting your defense and trying to hopefully, get outs sooner than later, so he can pitch late in this ball game like he is right now.
Manzardo RBI single in the 4th. And lines it to short. Brooks Lee had to play perfectly. So 1 away, and here comes Daniel Schneemann, who has walked and lined out. With Joe Ryan, we love looking at the expressions, right?
I love it.
It is the experience. They'll talk, they'll chat, they'll show passion, they'll show anger, frustration, whatever that is. Deep thought by Jack Handy. Deep thought by Joe Ryan.
Just don't know what you're going to get. That's what makes it so good. Out there just having fun and competing at the same time.
We haven't seen him dance to My Sharona yet this season, or clap along with I Can Make Your Hands Clap. We haven't seen the crane. So more to come.
Yeah, you just hold on. Just wait.
Good curve there, and that has been the weapon for Ryan here this season. Let's go back to the line out here from Manzardo. Watch the reaction. Got his body down to his knees. 0-2 on Schneemann.
Speaking of that curveball, we haven't seen many of those tonight.
He's thrown only 5. Ball game. Tanner Bybee likely done. He was great. 6 innings, struck out a season high 9.
I'd explain what happened on that pop fly, maybe.
And they have changed the error, by the way. Denard Span, he knows what he's talking about. The error is on Bybee, not Hedges.
Yeah, all day long.
Outside, no challenge from Caratini. And 2-2. Ryan's season high pitches thrown is 101. Looking foul, and Wallner over, and no play. And the most pitches Joe has thrown in his start, 101. That was at home against the Tigers April 6th. He did that in 5 innings. So this next pitch will tie a season high. Career high is 112. That happened in 2023 against Boston. Ooh, strike 3 called on the outside corner. Delayed there from Paul Clemens. But Ryan knew it. 5th strikeout. 2 down.
Paul Clemens might have been like, hold on, do they have any challenges? No, they don't. You're out of there. Oh, that was a strike either way. That was a strike either way. Really good pitch. Backdoor sweeper.
Did you see what he did? You see what Joe did with his hands there? Threw that ball. Arms out to the side. And he picked up another strikeout. His 5th here tonight, and now Bazzana. Ground out, a hit by pitch for the Australian-born rookie. Bazzana can fly. Do not want to walk him this point of the game. 3-1. And this might be Joe's last man regardless.
I think I agree.
So 3-2 on Travis Bazzana. 26 pitch 4th. Only gave up 1 run. 22 last inning so far, 17 and counting here in the 6th. The payoff to Bazzana to the right side. Keyshaw from shallow right throws him out. And Joe Ryan, 6 days after leaving the mound at Target Field after throwing only 9 pitches, throws a season-high 107 6 innings here tonight, allowing only 1 run.
.com.
Minnesota Twins baseball is presented by Delta. From Twins territory to the world, Delta, official airline of the Minnesota Twins.
Lights are on here in downtown Cleveland at Progressive Field. Twins and the Guardians in a 1-1 game. And sure enough, Tanner Bybee is out. Gave up 1 run, 1 hit. Leadoff homer to Byron Buxton. Hunter Gaddis is on. Injured to start the year, and his numbers are not very good.
Be nice if Luke Keyshaw can find a way to get on base, leading this inning off, especially against Hunter Gaddis, struggling this season. Through that first pitch slider. That pitch has been down for him so far this season. It's normally his go-to pitch.
And Gaddis began the season hurt with a right forearm strain. Strikeout rate down. He's walking more batters than we've seen in the past. This guy has been a key arm. Bullpen arm for the Guardians in back-to-back years and leaned down heavily. And that's a foul ball. 1-2 now on Keyshaw. But Gaddis last year 73 games, 2024 78 appearances. On time. Keyshaw 0 for 1 with a walk here tonight. He's riding a 6-game hitting streak. As Keyshaw sends it to left center, and it's Quan. So 1 away for Cody Clemens. So Tanner Bybee will take a no decision here tonight. He went 6 innings, 1 run, 1 hit, struck out a season-high 9.
Yes, he did. I thought he did a good job at switching up his game plan against the Minnesota Twins tonight. I mentioned early when he first took the mound that he was not throwing as many fastballs today, but you see the sinker and the four-seamer did a good job at mixing up those pitches and giving the Twins hitters different looks.
Guardians bullpen ERA is higher this season. A 4.22 bullpen ERA, 18th in baseball. Well, but a big reason why the Guardians have won the Central and been a playoff team quite a bit here lately. They've had just a great bullpen.
And able to win these types of ball games.
And Clemens will challenge. That looked low.
The batter challenge the pitch.
Clemens thought it was low. It was not. It just clipped the zone.
Confirmed. Minnesota has 1 challenge remaining.
The Twins have 1 remaining. Guardians are out of challenges. Stephen Vogt back-to-back American League Manager of the Year awards as his team back-to-back reigning AL Central champs. 2-2. Now, the bullpen in 2024 was historically and in many ways the best bullpen in baseball history. If you just look at some of the numbers, analytically especially, hard to find a better bullpen than what the Guardians did in 2024.
Such a luxury to have if you're Stephen Vogt or any manager for that matter, to know you have a bullpen that can get you essentially 9 to 12 outs any given night. So you're really just racing to that 5th to 6th inning with the lead.
3-2 on Cody. Got it. So Clemens strikes out on a 3-2 pitch for the 2nd time tonight. He's 0 for 3. And now 0 for 8 so far on the road trip, and 2 down here in the 7th.
Yeah, this is just straight gas. Heater on the outside corner.
Two down for Caratini. One ball, 1 strike on Caratini. Colin Holderman, he threw last night. And he's warming up with the Guardians pen again tonight. Right side, backhand of Bazzano. And finds it and makes the play. And Hunter Gaddis 3 up, 3 down as we stretch here in Cleveland. Buxton and the Twins, Quan and the Guardians still tied 1-1. Back in a moment. Ryan went 6 innings, 1 run, 2 hits. He walked 3, struck out 5.
Yep, and did it a lot with that four-seam fastball earlier in the season. Fastball velocity was down, but that was not the case tonight. 95 to 96 mile an hour from Joe Ryan. There's no question that he felt good and that he was healthy tonight.
Now gives way to Andrew Morris as the rookie comes out here in the 7th inning. Bottom third due up for the Guardians. And strike one, and Angel Martinez was 0 for 2 tonight. 8th game for Morris, all out of the bullpen. Of course, he was key 6 days ago. I mentioned the Ryan short start against Toronto. After Joe left after throwing 9 pitches, 2 batters, it was Morris who came in. Ended up throwing 3 2/3 scoreless innings. Twins won that game 4-3, and Morris picked up his first major league win. And slicing foul, Royce at the tarp, and no play.
Ended up being a lifesaver for the Twins on that day. Able to go 3 innings pitched, and talked about it before, him bringing a different dynamic to the Twins bullpen with a little bit more velocity. He's featuring 4 or 5 pitches. I think with him, the final thing is going to be him executing pitches, pitching it.
Got away from Caratini, finds it, and throws out Martinez. So a spike breaking ball leads to a sword, and Caratini completes the play. So one away here in the Guardians 7th.
Really nice sweeper. That's what I was going to say. It comes down to him being able to put away guys with 2 strikes and execute pitches in the proper right location.
And here is Hedges, who's 0 for 2. And 2 teams, 2 rivals, they're so familiar with one another. But maybe there is something to be said about a rookie and a guy like Morris, a guy that the Guardians up until tonight had yet to see. And they can watch the film and see all the reports on him, but there's something to be said, I think, in terms of divisional play about a guy facing a team for the first time.
Yeah, I think usually when a player is facing.
Well, he saw that well, but that's going to go foul.
What were we about to say?
Yeah, but then again, you fall behind 2-0. A fastball is a fastball.
No, I was going to say usually when a player faces another team for the first time, whether it's a pitcher or offensive guy, I think the advantage goes to the guy, or to the guy who's facing that team for the first time.
3-1 on Hedges. Rocchio on deck. And that's ball 4. So Hedges is on. Does he come out for a pinch runner here in the 7th inning? And for now, the answer is no, as Rocchio will bat.
So, Curry, you are a broadcaster extraordinaire. You're really good at what you do. How would you describe Blaze?
I feel like I'm walking into a place that I've known these people my whole life.
Rocchio for 1 with a walk and a stolen base. And 98 for strike 1. To right, and Wallner right there. And there are 2 down. Stephen Kwan to bat. Twins bullpen, they just have a lefty getting up. The Twins, of course, have 3 lefties in their pen. So Morris will leave the game, and Taylor Rogers is ready to go. So Rogers was prepping for this moment, and Schulte will make the move, and we'll see Rogers come in to face Stephen Kwan. When we come back to Cleveland in this 1-1 game. Well, Target Field will be shell-shocked a week from tomorrow for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Day. Snag the special theme night package and score an exclusive Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle jersey. Get your tickets right now at twins.com/TMNT. Taylor Rogers takes over here, bottom 7, with Austin Hedges at first base and Stephen Kwan coming up. It's a lefty-lefty matchup.
Yep, Taylor Rogers coming in to face Stephen Kwan. See if he can either get weak contact or, even better, perhaps a strikeout to get the Twins out of this inning and back into the dugout.
Lefty's hitting .323 against Rogers. Righty's hitting .323. Same amount of walks and strikeouts for Rogers against lefties and righties. Kwan 0 for 3 tonight at 2 hits, a couple of walks last night. Good breaking ball there. Began in, swept away, and a strike.
That's going to be the key pitch for Taylor Rogers. Trying to see if he can get Stephen Kwan to reach outside of that plate on that sweeper. See Carantini setting up outside again.
Same pitch, and it's popped up. 0-2. Twins coming up in the 8th have 8, 9, and 1. Wallner, Lewis, Buxton.
0-2 count. We're going to see if he's going to go back to that pitch or if he's going to try to throw something inside to maybe. Oh, going right back to it.
Andrew Morris began the inning, struck out on Angel Martinez, a walk to Hedges. Rocchio lined out. Morris left, Rogers in. 1-2 on Kwan. Low.
Close. Good spot.
And a tad outside. Yeah, missed. So 3-2, and now Hedges will be off. So it was 0-2, and now 3-2. Lefty and DeLauder on deck.
Yeah, watch out for a base hit in the gaps with Hedges on the move here. 3-2 count, 2 outs.
Payoff pitch, a fly ball right center. Buxton, Wallner. It'll be Byron taking charge, and the inning is over. So the walk leads to nothing. On to the 8th inning, still tied at 1.
Still a 1-1 ball game as we look at our game summary brought to you by Toyota. Byron Buxton staying hot. The home runs keep coming. This one kicked things off with his 13th home run of the season. But we had ourselves quite a pitching duel. Joe Ryan, just a few days removed for the injury scare, and he was great. Velo looked great. He allowed just 1 run on 2 hits, 6 innings, and a season-high 107 pitches. And Tanner Bybee, equally as impressive, just that 1 run allowed to Buxton on the home run and a season-high 9 strikeouts.
Audra, thanks. A combined 2 runs, 3 hits, 1-1, 8th inning. Colin Holderman is out for the second time in as many nights. Matt Wallner leads off. And Wallner saw Tanner Bybee twice and struck out both times, but Holderman 2/3 scoreless last night.
Saw that nasty sweeper from Holderman. He'll pair that up with the 2-seamer to the lefties.
And the Guardians bullpen, good strikeout, low walk, collection of bullpen arms. Holderman's been up and down already twice this season, but since his latest recall, he's yet to allow a run. 6 consecutive scoreless appearances for Holderman. One and 2 on Matt. Now 3-2. Holderman, 12 strikeouts, 3 walks so far this season. Payoff pitch coming, and Wallner. The foul ball to the upper deck down the right field side. Hunter Gaddis, a 1-2-3 7th. And now Holderman here in the 8th. 7th pitch coming up to Wallner. I should say 1 away. 3rd time Wallner has struck out tonight. 97 upstairs.
Stepping to the plate for Minnesota, third baseman number 23, Royce Lewis.
From Twins territory to the world, Delta, official airline of the Minnesota Twins.
1 away for Lewis. He has flied out and walked tonight.
It's another thing that makes this Cleveland Guardians bullpen just so devastating is because seemingly the guys that come in the last couple innings, they have the ability to get both lefties and righties out. I mean, their stuff is just that good. When you see Colin Holderman, 97-mile-an-hour fastball and that nasty sweeper, it's a tough at bat for Matt Wallner being the lefty.
No play for Manzardo. Once again, the 0-2. Ooh, nearly clipped him. 99. From Holderman, who pitched for Derek Shelton in Pittsburgh the last couple of seasons.
Right, 'cause that's one of the ones where nothing you can do about that. You're just hoping that it doesn't hit you, just like what happened right there with Royce.
High pop up near the plate, and Hedges is like, stay away. Two down. Byron Buxton has accounted for the only hit, the only run for the Twins so far tonight. This game of the opening inning, as he homered off Tanner Bybee and adding to this amazing run. 13 homers since April 13th, most in all of baseball. It's 13 over his last 23 games.
One heck of a streak.
Holderman ERA, the low to mid ones, and a year ago with the Pirates in 24 games, his ERA was over 7.
Yeah, I would say Cleveland and their pitching department and staff is very similar to like the Tampa Bay Rays. Like you go to those two organizations, you know, when you're looking for something to, you know, get you going. Or
a sinker at 97, and Holderman 3 up, 3 down, striking out 2 more.
Let's look at our upcoming schedule, brought to you by Progressive. One more to go on this 6-game road trip. It's a matinee coming your way from Cleveland tomorrow. Then it's an off day on Monday, but then come Tuesday, the Twins will kick off one of 2 9-game homestands. And up first is a 3-game set with the Marlins, guys.
Audra, thank you. And Taylor Rogers back out for the home half of the 8th inning, and Chase DeLauder. Lefty-lefty matchup, and for good reason. DeLauder, small sample, but batting .417 off left-handed pitching. Twins bullpen stays busy. Cody Funderburk, the lefty. Yoendrys Gomez, who joined the Twins in Cleveland yesterday, acquired from Tampa Bay. He did throw in the game late last night. DeLauder, Ramirez, and Manzardo. Lefty, switch hitter, lefty. To center field. Playing room. 1 out. Now chatting with LaTroy Hawkins, Twins bullpen coach, one of our favorites, our former colleague, just about the state of the bullpen before the game tonight, and he just raved about the role that Taylor Rogers has with this group and how important he is.
Yep, just that steady Eddie guy down there in that bullpen. There's a lot of youth down there, and Taylor Rogers is that guy that they all look to get them under control, get them to calm down, and he's the one guy, whether he's pitching good or bad, he's steady Eddie, and he stays consistent with his prep and his work daily, and that's essentially that's what you need from the leader or from a veteran guy. That's why you bring guys in like him as well as Josh Bell. Try to teach these young guys how to be a professional.
Somewhat of a smile there from Hawk. Coaching. As Ramirez takes side. Ramirez 6 home runs. 4 of the 6 have come from this side of the plate. And veteran against veteran here. Big spot late. 1-1 bottom 8. .650 games for Ramirez, all with Cleveland, more than any other player in franchise history.
I'd like to see him spike something right here.
Sets up inside, and that's pulled foul. This guy is just so durable. Now Caratini, an idea here. Too important of a spot late. Be on the same page with your pitcher.
Huge spot right now. We saw what happened early in the ball game with the Guardians scoring their first run. With it started with Jose Ramirez getting on base, and in a similar situation with 2 strikes. And Caratini, he knows how important it is to get Ramirez out, to get him back in the dugout without him potentially starting a rally for this Guardians ball club.
Rogers tonight with his 27th all-time appearance here at Progressive Field. And he's pitched well here over his career with a sub-1 lifetime ERA at this ballpark. Beating over, back to work. Rogers, Caratini, the 1-2 pitch, a swing and a fly ball to left, down the line, and foul, thankfully.
Sheesh.
Once again, the 1-2 from Rogers. He struck him out. A sinker at 93. 2 down.
Rogers getting a little hump on that fastball. I think he sensed as well this was a big situation, and perfect pitch after throwing the cutter inside on his hands, tying him up, and then going back outside with that fastball.
Manzardo's spot due up. He will not bat. Rhys Hoskins, who played first base last night. Former Philly, former Brewer, was out there a long time until he signed a deal with the Guardians. He's 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter. You see his numbers. 30 games, 3 home runs. Caratini and Rogers reset as Hoskins is announced. And Schulte will counter that move with one of his own. Claps his hands. Job well done, Taylor Rogers. Retiring Kwan, DeLauner, and Ramirez. Gomez is coming in. 15th player ever to reach 10 years as a member of the Twins, and to celebrate Buck and you, we're offering you, Twins fans, 4 tickets for only $25 to come cheer on Buck and the Twins here this season. Take advantage of this limited time offer and do so right now at twins.com/tickets. Nice job, Taylor Rogers.
Very good job by Taylor Rogers coming in there and getting some tough outs, some much needed outs for the Twins. Now we got Gomez coming into this ball game. Pitched last night in the short stint. Really good arm from the right side, 94, 95 mile an hour fastball, but it's the breaking ball pitch that has been really, really effective, that sweeper for him so far this season.
First ever Twin to wear number 94. Rhys Hoskins pitch hitting for Manzardo. It's a righty-righty matchup. Gomez, Venezuelan born. Now 2 balls and no strikes. And with the Rays this season, the walks were alarming. He walked 10 and 17 in 1/3 innings. Behind the veteran Hoskins 2-0. By him at 96. On the corner for strike 2. Hoskins signed after spring training games began. He signed his deal on February 23rd, added to the 40-man roster on March 25th. 2-2 to third. That's a fair ball. Royce behind the bag. Long throw and the stretch from Clemens in time to end the inning. Nice job by the Twins pen here tonight. We go 2 to 9th in a 1-1 game. Brooks Lee will bat leadoff when we come back right here on Twins TV. Back here in downtown Cleveland, 1-1, 9th inning. Twins will bat with Lee. Larnach's spot, Josh Bell. As the Guardians make a pitching change, and hard-throwing lefty Eric Sabrowski takes over here in the 9th inning.
I think you can make a really good argument that he has been Cleveland Guardians' best reliever. All 3 of his pitches, four-seamer, curveball, and slider, are above average. Throw that curveball to righties a little bit more, and then that slider to the lefties.
And Brooks Lee will bat right-handed. He's allowed only 7 hits all year. Righties are 5 for 33. Lefties are 2 for 22. And the Twins have a lefty right now in Larnach on deck. That looks to be a change, and Lee is going to challenge. And Brooks doesn't challenge too often. And let's take a look. Are the Twins out of challenges? They are. That just caught the top of the zone. So both teams are out. Now, if we do play on, you get to the 10th inning, each team is given an additional challenge. If you do have a 10th inning. Oh, 2. That should Larnach's spot due up next, but Austin Martin will hit in place, it appears, for Larnach against the lefty Sabrowski. Twins had Lee at second base in the 6th inning with only 1 out, but they could not cash in as Bybee struck out Larnach and Bell. And that's the last base runner the Twins have had.
See if we can find a way to get on base here. Battle with 2 strikes, put the ball in play. She's done a really good job at all season long, especially in situations like this. 2-2 count. Good eye.
Full count. It was 0-2, now 3-2 to Brooks Lee. Eighth pitch coming up to the switch hitting shortstop. And there's strike three. 94 from Sobrowski. Twins have struck out 13 times as a team tonight, so one down here in the ninth inning.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Minnesota Twins.
So often pinch hitters, they think about being aggressive and aggressive early. Austin Martin steps in and takes high for ball one. Rhys Hoskins hit for Manzardo, stays in the game at first base defensively. Martin was in the lineup last night with the Twins facing a lefty in Parker Messick. Went 3 for 5 with a double. He's hit safely in 6 straight games. Sends this one to right center field. Martinez, though, will drift back and make the catch. So 2 down. And Josh Bell will bat right-handed. He's 0 for 3 tonight, 3 strikeouts.
Number 56, Josh Bell.
And Bell, a 4th strikeout night, and Sobrowski 3 up, 3 down. Cody Funderburk is coming in, bottom 9, 1-1. 1-1, bottom 9, and if you're wondering, okay, history, Twins and the Guardians, close ball game late. If we have been here before, the answer is yes. Take a look at this hot corner, bottom left of your screen. Since 2022, Twins and the Guardians have played 25 one-run games, and the Guardians have 7 one-run walk-off wins, most in baseball. It's 9 total. Those other 2 not by 1 run, but we have been here and been here often, and sadly the Twins have been on the losing side. Hopefully not tonight. Cody Funderburk takes over. Daniel Schneemann will bat for himself, lefty versus lefty, and there's ball 1. And for Funderburk, the one issue has been this side of the plate, too many walks, lefty on left. Two balls and no strikes on Schneemann. 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. (3-0). And Funderburk against left-handed batters. In 31 plate appearances, he has walked 7 of them. Only 4 strikeouts. Winning run is on. 4-pitch walk. Starts the 9th inning. And this has bunt written all over it, with Bazana's speed especially.
Yeah, no question. When you got the lefty Bazana, who handles the bat really well, and so yeah, once again, this is
and Bazana, was he charged with a pitch clock violation? I think he was.
Yes, was.
Well, his second rookie, DeLauder earlier, and now it's Bazana. So it's an 0-1 count.
Yeah. Oh, he's had a swing. He's swinging. Very surprised to see this.
Bazana 0 for 2, got hit by a pitch in the 4th. And Funderburg has thrown 6 pitches, and all 6 have been balls. Daniel Schneemann, winning run on at first base, nobody out. Funderburg's 2-1, 3-1. And Funderburg looking in, asking where that was, and the home plate umpire Clemens saying that was up.
Yep, and then no more challenges, unfortunately for the Twins.
Didn't challenge it, and the Twins are out of challenges. And there's disengagement number 2. So if Funderburg throws over, has to pick him off. Right now 3-1. Foul back.
It's going to be interesting to see with 3-2 count if Schneemann's going to be taken off. Obviously Bazzana does a good job at putting the ball in play. But you got to make sure he goes home and got a really good jump.
It's ball 4 high. Back-to-back walks. And now Angel Martinez. And this will be a bunt. Martinez has laid down 2 sacrifice bunts this season. Article this week, MLB.com, that sacrifice bunts this season, the rate at which teams are doing it, the highest since 2021.
Maybe we're seeing the sack bunt for base hit coming back to the game of baseball, but for these types of games right here.
Lays it down to Funderburg. He'll look to third, and a little bobble, and late at first base. Disaster. Everybody's safe. Nobody out. And Schulte's going to challenge the call at first base. Why not?
Yeah, might as well.
I mean, you're past the 8th inning. Even if the Twins lose this, any other reviewable play they can still ask to look at.
Challenging the safe call at first base.
Well, Funderburg took a long look at third base and then right to the pivot back to first. Not sure if he just didn't have the handle on the baseball.
Yeah, something looked a little odd. Like it took a little bit long for him to get that ball out of his glove. And pretty good bunt. No play at third base. Seemed like he double clutched before he threw the ball at first base and made that play a lot closer than what it should have been. You got Ramirez or Martinez already running off the field. Never understood that.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is out, and Minnesota retains their challenge.
So to go as a sacrifice bunt. 1-4, and here's a good look. And pretty much allow this call to be overturned. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a great shot there from our crew. Clearly the spike elevated from the bag and ball making contact with the interior of Keyshawn's glove. And now David Fry is going to pinch hit in place of Austin Hedges. Oh for 4 is a pinch hitter. And Funderburg, he can't hear pitch count right now. So Caratini testing it out. No mound visit charged. And let's see, Schulte has left the dugout. Stephen Vogt has left the dugout.
Wonder if he feels some sort of way with Caratini going to the mound.
And now Schulte is going to come to the mound. He's got a glove in his hand. Let's see if the Twins are going to go with a 5 infield look here. And they will. So let's see. Austin Martin has yet to start a game at second base this season, but I asked Schulte earlier in the year about that topic. He said maybe late as we move some guys around. So we'll see what the Twins do here defensively. A pitching change also is coming up. Funderburk departs. Orsi's coming in. We have action. Guardians winning run 90 feet away when we come back. Inning, Eric Orsi comes in a very, very challenging spot. Second and third, one out. And David Fry, the scheduled batter.
Yeah, very tough situation here for Orsi. We know he likes to rely on that split fingers. See if he can get a swing and miss strikeout in this situation, or a weak fly ball to the infield, something out of the outfield, base hit or a fly ball to the deep part of the outfield. Pretty much game over.
All right, the Twins are going to walk. I was going to ask you. They're going to walk. Fry intentionally set up the force everywhere. And now Brian Rocchio is coming up, and to me, this has squeeze written all over it here. And we'll see how the Twins defense this. And Austin Martin did come in from the outfield to play defense. He was on the left side when Fry was going to bat, but now he's moved over to the right side. So it's Lewis, Lee on the left, Martin, Keyshaw, Clemens on the right. Rocchio 0 for 2 of the walk. Ball 1. Rocchio 4-14 with runners in scoring position. Shot right side. Keyshaw comes home. There's one, and the Twins get the lead man. For out number 2, Rocchio has been hitting the ball on the ground a ton lately, so some strategy behind that. You set up the force, but you lean into some hitter profiles.
Yep.
And Rocchio has a very high ground ball rate this season.
And to the pull side. Perfectly called by Schulte. See this ground ball. And Luke Keyshaw, he wastes no time throwing it to home plate. Yeah, big out for the Twins.
But now Stephen Kwan, dangerous, 0 for 4 here tonight. Lowest swing and miss rate of any batter in the game. 2 down. Strike 1. Austin Martin, by the way, goes back to left field. Twins more traditional now with 4 on the infield. $28,230 at Progressive Field tonight. Two and 1. To first, and Clemens. He has it to the bag, and we play on. The Twins survive. What a 9th inning, and passion, excitement there from Orsi. Job well done. The Twins went to a 5-man infield for out number 2. Kwan grounds out, and we play on. We play on. 10th inning coming up from Cleveland, and still tied 1-1. Job well done by Eric Orsi. Difficult circumstance he came into. And let's go as he recorded the final out, retiring Stephen Kwan. And Peyton Paulette is on pitch now for the Guardians. Twins have Keyshaw, Clemens, Caratini due up. And Josh Bell made the last out in the 9th inning, but Bell will not run for himself. Instead, the Twins are going to summon James Outman to run as the lead runner here in the 10th inning.
Love to see that energy and that fire from Orsi, getting those 2 big outs for the Twins. And now we play on, and you see James Outman at second base, got some speed.
David Fry now catching after he came in to hit for Hedges. Here's Luke Keyshaw. It's dropped by Fry, and that's ball 1. And you do see there on the score bug on the right side of your screen that, again, 10th inning, each team is given an additional challenge. So the Twins have 1, Guardians have 1 as we start the 10th. 1-1.
Yeah, if you're Luke Keyshaw here, you want a worst case scenario, try to get James Outman over to third base during this at bat.
Twins are 0-2 in extra inning games this season, and rarely does the visiting team bunt. And the reason behind that is that's not the winning run. It's a run, go ahead run, but not the winning run. Three and 1. Clemens on deck. Man, there's ball 4. Sometimes teams even will put that first batter on intentionally to set up the double play.
Yep, that makes sense.
And now we'll see how the Twins will handle this as Cody Clemens looks down towards Ramon Borrego at third base. Cody is 0 for 3.
Saw Cody put down a bunt last series against the Washington Nationals. See if he's going to do it right now.
Guardians expecting bunt. He shows, pulls it back, and it's a strike. And Clemens hand on helmet, no challenge, just a helmet adjustment.
Yeah, I think he was just leaning over the plate a little bit much and kind of lost track of the inside corner and where the strike zone was on that inner third.
Paulette is a rookie. He was a second-round pick by the White Sox in 2022. Tonight marks his 12th major league appearance. 4 strikeouts, 10 innings. He's also walked 12 batters in 14 2/3 innings.
Cody's bunting here. You want to try to get it to the third baseman. I think that's what he was trying to do. Now he finds himself in an 0-2 count. Obviously got to swing away and battle and see if you can get a ground ball or maybe a fly ball to right field, get that runner over the third base. Be nice if you can get both of those runners to second and third scoring position.
Strike 3 on a curveball, not looking for that. And Clemens unable to advance his teammates. And 1 out. Paulette, mentioned he's a rookie, was a Rule 5 pick by the Guardians in the December Rule 5 draft. Saw that a few teams, a few contending teams, playoff teams from last year, still opted to take on some Rule 5 players. Now Caratini 0 for 3. Twins have struck out 15 times tonight. Nothing at 2. Guardians coming up in the 10th. Quan will be the runner. DeLauder, Ramirez, Hoskins. Check swing. Did he go? No. And saved by Fry.
Good job at Caratini holding that swing up. You can see how much depth that curveball, breaking ball has. Seen it a few times now from Paulette. Definitely the pitch he wants to go to in big situations.
Just outside, 2-2. It was. Caratini is flied out, bounced out, struck out. The 2-2 from Paulette. Full count. Matt Wallner on deck. Line drive center field. And the catch is made by Schneemann. So 2 down, it's up to Matt Wallner. Mentioned he's had some success competing here. Let's go back to Matt Wallner's rookie season high. First career home run, September 17, 2022. Game 1 of a doubleheader came off Shane Bieber. His family in attendance from Forest Lake. That was number 1 for Wallner. Mid-September 2022. Wallner tonight, 3 at-bats, 3 strikeouts. Twins only have 1 hit, and that came right away. Byron Buxton leadoff home run. Nothing since. No swing. Once again, the 1-2 to Wallner. Lewis on deck. Hoping for a chance. Keyshaw outman the runners. Good speed on the base paths. Got him. Not looking for the breaking ball, and Wallner 4 bats, 4 strikeouts. Twins 2 on, nobody out. And they do nothing. Bottom 10. Guardians have 2, 3, and 4 coming up in a 1-1 game. He was able to work some magic and force a 10th inning, and can he do it again? To bring us to the 11th inning. Won't be easy. Quan will be the winning run at second base. 2, 3, and 4 coming up for the Guardians. And Chase DeLauder, the rookie, will bat. He is 0 for 4 here tonight. He's riding an 11-game hitting streak. Talked about bunting in the top half. Chase DeLauder, if you go to Baseball Reference, looking back at his college career, pro career, we're talking about more than 300 games. College pros never laid down a sac bunt.
Yeah, definitely not your traditional number 2 hitter in your lineup. I'm pretty sure at every level in college minor leagues, he probably was your 3, 4, 5 hitter. One of the hottest hitters in the game of baseball. So yeah, no bunt here.
Now Petey Halpin, mentioned Quan. Well, he runs well, not as fast as this guy. They call him Speedy Petey around here for a reason. To DeLauder. To right, and that's caught by Clemens. Throw back to second, not in time. So there's one. And now let's see if they put Ramirez on, right?
Yeah,
you put Ramirez on here, and this is a no-brainer.
I don't want to see
4 fingers. Don't even bring your equipment to the plate. And sure enough, that's the move.
Yeah, we've seen that story before plenty of times, especially here in Cleveland.
So now Rhys Hoskins. Hoskins came in to pitch hit for Manzardo in the 8th inning and grounded out to 3rd. Two on, 1 out, 1-1 bottom 10. So the Guardians have speed on here too, and Jose Ramirez looking at him at first base. His eyes are right at Petey Halpin.
Yep.
And you can't rule out a double steal here.
You're absolutely right. You see Cleveland potentially trying to do that if they feel like Orsi is not paying enough attention to the base runners. And you see Jose Ramirez over there at first base, like you said, keeping his eye on Pete over there at second base, making sure that if he does go, he has to be on second base, meaning Jose Ramirez.
Guardians had a double steal at 3rd last night late. They stay. The 2-0 pitch, 3-0. Daniel Schneemann is on deck. Hoskins, veteran. Does he have the green light? 3-0. Or is he shaking off once, twice, and now will step off, and Caratini will head out. And pitchers will tell you that the ball's in your hand. You need conviction. And Orsi's been around long enough that if he doesn't like it, shake.
Especially right now in this situation.
Splitter grip that he has. He'll start with that. 3-0. And that's ball 4. Walk. And for the 2nd straight inning, the Guardians have the winning run 90 feet away.
He's bringing Austin Martin back in.
So here we go again. Shelty has Austin Martin's infielder's mitt. And the Twins are going to run a 5-man infield for the 2nd straight inning. Go back to your playing days, spring training. How often would teams practice this situation with a 5-man infield?
To my recollection, not often, but then again, I was with the outfielders, so. But I can't remember it being in a team fundamental where this is what we worked on or this is what we practiced. I mean, these situations you probably count on one hand every year them happening. So thankfully they have the luxury of having an Austin Martin, a guy who can play both infield and outfield, somebody that they can bring in this type of situation.
So Schneemann batting left-handed. Martin plays on the right side of the infield. Check swing, pop fly, foul on a splitter.
And I feel like in this situation, Orsi, he's going to rely on his best pitch. I think he's going to live and die with it, that splitter.
So the infield in, nowhere to put him. Line to short, caught by Lee. Brooks Lee spearing that one to his left.
Yes, sir.
Wonderfully done by Brooks Lee for out number 2. How did he catch this one?
What a reaction. Hot shot off the bat. And that is the only play for him to dive. Full extension. See Schneemann, he can't believe it. Orsi, he's pumped up as well.
Not out of it yet. Here's Bazana. Slice to left field. Austin Martin will make the play with his infielder's mitt. He never got his outfielder's glove after the last out. Still the infielder's mitt on his left hand. No problem. And guess what, folks? We're not done yet. 11th inning. Somehow, some way, here we go. We play on. 11th inning, still 1-1, and some key defensive plays, but this one saved the game for Brooks Lee.
Yes, it did. Brooks Lee with the good reaction time, the good instincts, and then Austin Martin out there with the infielder's glove. He said it. He doesn't care.
So Matt Wallner is the runner at second. Royce Lewis is the batter, and he went around. Strike one. Still Peyton Paulette pitching. We'll reset the Cleveland defense here in a moment. All right, so the new look for the Guardians in the outfield. So Halpin now in center. Schneemann in right, Martinez in left. Get fouled behind the plate, and Fry, no play.
It's a pitch right there where when Royce Lewis is locked in, he does not miss that fastball. So we're used to seeing him crush that pitch. Can't wait till he gets back to himself.
He's 0 for 2 with a walk here tonight. Wallner, go ahead, run at second base. Outside as Fry tried to bring it back. Now 2-2. Bounce weakly right side. It will move Wallner as Bazzana throws out Lewis. So Byron Buxton will bat. Let's see what the Guardians do here with Byron. Infield will play in, and Buxton tonight is 1 for 4. Nothing 1. As good as Byron has been this season. Runners in scoring position, you see it there, bottom left. 1 for 25.
You almost forget about him struggling in these situations because he's been swinging such a hot bat. Now he has an opportunity to come up big for his team. See him get tied up right there. It's a good sequence from Paulette. First pitch slider, and then tied up Byron Buxton with that fastball.
The only run, the only hit the Twins had all night long came from the guy at the plate to begin the game. You had a leadoff home run off Tanner Bybee, and the Twins haven't scored and don't have a hit since. And we're in the 11th inning.
Crazy.
And still playing. Derek Shelton, he has certainly gotten his steps in late here tonight.
Let's put this ball in play, Buck. Let's go. All right, good eye.
He has 8 home runs lifetime at this ballpark. Take out Target Field. The only other ballpark he's hit more homers at is Chicago. 11 at Wright Field, 8 now here at Progressive Field. A swing and a high fly ball left center deep. This one carrying back to the track near the wall. That is going to be off the wall. Wallner will score. Buxton will stop at second base. The Twins have a 2-1 lead on a Buxton RBI double here in the 11th inning.
Make it 2 for 26 with runners in scoring position. Byron Buxton coming up big for his team in this situation. See, he gets himself a fastball. Trying to crowd him in. 107 off of the bat. For a second, I thought this ball might have had a chance to get out. But getting the job done with 2 strikes. And giving the Twins the lead.
Hopefully not done. Brooks Lee, contact hitter, 0 for 4 tonight. And a breaking ball for strike one. So the Guardians in their half of the 11th inning, Bazzana will be the lead runner, then the lower third with Martinez, Fry, Rocchio. High chopper. Backing out is Bazzana and able to throw out Lee by a stride for out number 2. Buxton down to third. Well, that second hop, it did push Bazzana back a bit into shallow right and made that a close play at first.
Yeah, and good hustle by Brooks Lee getting out of the box.
So now it's up to Martin, his second at bat. He lined out to right in the 9th.
I was in the clubhouse earlier and I go to Austin Martin. I said, day off today? He looked at me, he goes, there's never a day off. I said, I love it. That's a great answer.
One ball, one strike. Luis Garcia. Looks like he will have the ball in the bottom half of the inning. Buckley breaking ball missed. And now 2-1 on Martin. As Paulette challenged Martin with Outman on deck. He did. Well, Martin helped him out there, expanded a bit, 2-2.
That was a nasty slider, Paulette.
Buxton at third, 2 down, and Paulette 2-2, and Martin strikes out to end the inning, but the Twins have the lead. A Buxton first inning home run, and now a Buxton 11th inning RBI double brings it Wallner 2-1, bottom 11 from Progressive Field. When we come back right here on Twins TV. Twins have 2 runs, 2 hits, both runs driven in by Byron Buxton, a first inning homer and an 11th inning RBI double. And now Luis Garcia will try and end it here tonight in the 11th inning. You'll see his numbers with the Mets and the Twins as the Guardians have the lower third due up in the bottom half of this inning. And they'll have great speed at second base, and Travis Bazzana as the lead runner down 1.
Yep, Derek Shelton bringing the 14-year veteran into this situation. He's been in a lot of these moments trying to see if he can come up big for this bullpen and for this ball club. It's been a hard-fought game up until this point.
So Angel Martinez is the batter. Laid down a sac bunt in the 9th. Lewis in at third, as is Clemens at first. And he pops it up. Shallow left. It's Martin. 1 down. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 away, and now David Fry. He came in to pitch hit for Austin Hedges in the 9th inning, and he was intentionally walked. The Guardians left 3 out in the 9th. 3 out in the 10th.
Definitely had their chances. But you got to tip your cap to the Twins bullpen. Taylor Rogers done a good job, as well as Orzi. Some big situations, bases loaded, 1 out, having to get a couple outs in those tough moments.
One and 1. Twins are seeking their second 1-run win this year. 1-4. Garcia on for the 6th time as a Twin. Bazzana runs. The pitch is outside, and a stolen base of third for the 2nd straight night for Travis Bazzana.
Yeah, you see Bazzana being aggressive, taking a chance. Got himself a really good jump. Even before Garcia lifted his leg up, he had 2 or 3 steps. I think Garcia just so focused on the hitter right now. Totally forgot about Bazzana.
Whoa, and that's, hang on a minute. As Garcia was about to throw, Caratini called time. Well, that was close to a balk.
Yeah, that looked funny.
Stephen Vogt, former catcher. Nothing demonstrative out of his end. That certainly was odd as Garcia was set to throw, and then Caratini was granted time, and Garcia just picked him up late.
Yeah, I think he called timeout to the umpire, but Garcia obviously could not hear that, and he was already mid windup getting ready to throw that pitch.
So infield in, tying run at third, only one out. Popped up, foul, Clemens over, no play. With Bazzana's successful stolen base at third, that's now 9 stolen bases at third for the Guardians, tied with Miami for the most in baseball. Garcia ready for the 2-2. Rocchio on deck. And a game that began 2 hours and 6 minutes late because of rain. Again to 3-2. Chopped to third, but foul.
Expect anything less than a 1-run ball game between these two?
That's how it's gone. We've been in this spot so many times here in recent years. And now what's happening? Umpires are meeting. Are we past curfew? I wonder if they're talking about, does Garcia need to declare if he's throwing from the stretch or the windup? Again, this would be a situation where if Quinn Wilcott, crew chief, first base umpire, could flip his microphone on and let us all know what's happening, would be great. Not going to happen. So, no idea. Once again, Garcia to Fry. Left field shallow. Here comes Martin. He is in. Martin will make the catch. Bazzana holds. So 2 down. The Twins are an out away from victory here in Cleveland.
Good pitch from Garcia, getting that weak contact, shallow fly ball, and because it was so shallow, Bazzana not able to tag up. You see him, he was a few feet away from the bag.
Oh, 1. And Caratini, he get hit there on that swing.
Oh, looked like it.
See, dangling the glove off his left hand. That was just the pitch.
I don't know.
The 0-1. A strike away. Tying run at third, 2 down, bottom 11. The 1-2, ground ball near second base. Lee slides, picks, throws, and Clemens with the scoop, the save. Ball game over. Twins win. Twins win, and the Twins somehow win it tonight in Cleveland.
Can I say something?
Brooks Lee saving the game not once but twice. Buxton's bat does just enough tonight, and the Twins with their sweetest win of the year, their most improbable win of the year, they win a close ball game in Cleveland 2-1 in 11 dramatic innings.
Are you kidding me? Brooks Lee. Oh my God, I don't know which play was better. The scoop by Brooks Lee or the scoop from Cody Clemens. Either way, this was a do or die play. Oh my goodness. You see Roquel trying his best to get down to first base. And this is a tough hop. This is not an easy hop. Incredible play. Incredible win. Feels good to be on the winning side here in Cleveland.
I just have not seen this win in this ballpark in this way in a long time. 2-1. Great emotion in the dugout. Stay tuned. More to come. Twins post game is next right here on Twins TV.
Some might say we overdid it because Marco's Magnifico pizzas are layered